Hey, how are you? My name's Paul. Welcome back to Magic the Gathering. And yes, there's been a lot of Destiny content on the channel lately, but that doesn't change that I've been playing this in my free time to relax. Kind of. But I've been so busy grinding Destiny that the Magic content slowed down a bit, but it's going to ramp back up a little bit. Especially with Shadows over Innistrad Remastered, because that'll get me back into Explorer to try and figure out how to make my Arclight Phoenix deck work again. Since we will have Thing in the Ice, which will be just chef's kiss beautiful. It'll be a great answer to a lot of aggro decks. It'll probably shake up how you have to build the deck a tiny bit, but we'll see. But either way, we're playing just some standard. And we're just playing a hodgepodge of Planeswalkers in an Esper Planeswalkers deck. It's a pretty decent list that I found online that I just kind of wanted to try it and toy around with. The mana base is a bit messy. I have a couple of things like Scoured Barrens in here that I probably shouldn't. But the mana base works for the most part. It's a little slow, but so is this deck. You kind of depend on the idea of Depopulate to kind of even out the board state, and Children's Edict to be able to take care of other Planeswalkers. You have a little bit of interaction with Sunset Revelry to keep you rolling in on the board, but overall it is all about playing out a ton of Planeswalkers and then using Vraska to kind of bring it on home by just proliferating all of them. Several games where we get like 6 different Planeswalkers on board at the same time and just... I have 12-minute turns because my opponent is just sitting there waiting for me to get through all my Planeswalkers triggers. Either way, deck's fun. Deck list will be in the description below. Let's just kind of hop in it and get some magic rolling. Opponent goes first. It's a very playable starting hand. All of our colors and either removal or ramp interaction stuff on curve here. This is pretty good. Double wedding announcement, not my favorite thing to draw here, but can't win them all. Let's go playing some type of Dimir deck, potentially Dimir Poison, which is a pretty tough matchup. It is Dimir Poison. This is a pretty rough matchup for us. We kind of have to win via overwhelming force. And I don't think that's going to be able to happen. So here comes Bring the Ending. Right? Here comes Bring the Ending. Here comes Bring the Ending. Thank you. I think we played Jace and then minus on it so it can't poison us. I wish I'd played one of these untapped now. Oh well. I know we played Jace plus on it so that it's -3 so it can't poison us anymore. This is a really hard matchup. We basically have to win via like overwhelming force and just swarm the board with walkers. I don't believe that the Poison Proliferate deck at the moment is playing Shieldred's Edict, so Jace should be safe, but we'll find out. Unfortunately for me, this matchup is very quick. This deck has changed over the course of the format to be a very fast version of it, where they just run lots of these really cheap apply poison and or proliferate cards. Interesting, not what I expected. Farewell, very good here. Takes out the graveyard. Don't know if we're gonna get to be able to use it though. This is a really, really rough matchup. I've said it quite a few times, but that deck is just really quick, and my deck is very not quick. And I just have a feeling that says it's not going to go very well for me. They're not playing around their win con, though, which is rather interesting. Don't quite get why they're not, you know, playing around their win con here of poisoning me out, but hey, who am I to complain? Yeah, they clearly have some form of interaction held up here. We unfortunately have 3, so Bring the Ending does in fact just hard counter now. Here it comes. Here's Bring the Ending. Wow, who could have seen that coming? I know, it's just shocking, isn't it? That they would play their one counterspell that they play in that deck. Thankfully, we've already gotten through 2 of them. I'm shocked that they found 2 in the top 15, but hey. I guess when you're able to dig with curiosity, it works out pretty well. Just keep jumping. Okay, that's pretty good. Unfortunately, I feel like they probably have more counter spells in hand here. No, just Prologue to Pyresis. That's kind of okay. We stand the chance with Prologue to Pyresis being their choice. I wonder what interaction they're holding up, because they're clearly holding up something, you know? I'm just gonna keep minusing on the, or plussing on the hybrid. We might have just like a win con via mill, honestly. I'm starting to think that that's really just going to be the case, is mill might be our win con. Just kind of keep Jace plussing until I can just maybe mill out their whole deck with a Jace and then another Jace. It really looks like they're just playing around the idea of just full-on poison. Please just play into my farewell. Oh, they played into my farewell. That's lovely. We will go up to 8 poisons, but can't win them all. I think we actually let Soren die here, believe it or not. Because that prevents us from taking extra poison damage. We will just hit creatures and graveyards. And we're just going to keep plussing Jace here, honestly, because I kind of think I should just try and mill them out. I think that might be the play. They got to get 3 more poison counters on me before I can maybe mill them out. And a lot of their cards involve just drawing or like self-milling. Tekuthal? Inquiry Dominus. Interesting. Let's just go ahead and make a thing, and then just keep plussing Jace.
Thank you for your help.
Alright, they have some type of interaction. Maybe it's another Serum Snare.
Become subdued.
3 times X, that means I'm milling up to 21 now. We're getting there, we're getting there. Could play Tekuthal here. But Tekuthal just constantly gets phased out by the Emperor, but they could just have a plan of... They have a card that proliferates in their hand, so they just get to triple proliferate, and we just lose, I believe. Okay, we don't lose. That's really nice for me, though. I'm just gonna keep working towards the Jace proliferate win con here. We do get to draw a card here. Not working out in our favor, though. Looks like we're probably gonna lose. They just need one more way of applying poison for us to lose. It's pretty rough. I do feel like this shows off the deck very well, though.
You're coming with me.
We're getting very close to being able to just kill them, though.
I've killed many who deserve it. That's just a start.
If they don't kill me this turn, I just win now through Kaya. Did they win or did I win? I won! I pulled it out! Whew! 9 poison. Oh, man. That was... Oh, boy. That was a really intense game. This deck can be really fast. I think getting rid of their Tekuthal and keeping it off the board, pulling myself up to a Kaya. Whew. Whew. GG's opponent. You had me on the ropes. Opponent goes first. Pretty okay hand. If I get another white depopulates playable. Sunset Revelry will help me if they're playing creatures. Drowning Necker will help me if they're playing creatures as well. Control matchup. It's mid. But control's kind of not common right now, so we'll keep and pray. I think we'll just play Shipwreck Marsh tapped on 1 because we don't really have a turn 1 play anyways. Might be a Rakdos matchup. Could be Grixis still. I like Rakdos though. Let's just drown at an Ichor. I don't want to deal with them having that as just like a general thing. We can play Liliana on curve here. Yep. Liliana on curve here is the right call. Play that so I just don't have to use my Ganjo. Yeah, they're just playing some type of Rakdos value.
Happy to help.
They can play Depop on curve,
Personal space.
which would be nice. For Mirrodin, huh? Well, lucky for us we have Sunset Revelry here. Strange choices.
isn't how things were supposed to go.
Well, Sunset Revelry, make 2 little 1/1s, and then life gain land. We still have access to Iganjo, which is nice. And it looks like they're probably going to try and play out. Okay. I still have 2 creatures. Maybe they have a removal spell. Nope, they just really wanted to draw a card, I guess. I suppose when they're missing their land drops like this, that's a good choice. Well, they're an epic here. You're hurting yourself more than you're hurting me, honestly. But hey, man. Did we just depop to just, like, kind of even the... I think we... Oh, wait, I didn't have double white. I was thinking we should just depop to even it, but then I realized I played the wrong tapped land first. I think we just probably a Ganjo here, because why not? Cheap and easy interaction. They get to draw a card, but who cares? We're killing their mana ramp, which is really important for us, technically. That did prevent us from getting towards Kaya on curve, but can't win them all. I do think we depop to get rid of the Blood Tithe Harvester. Just kind of keep him down. They're having problems keeping a board presence rolling, and they do kind of want to... It seems like they kind of want to go big. I don't know what the fuck this is about. That's very confusing, but... Sorry about the pausing music. I had to tab out to go look at something. So it's an Oni Cult Anvil deck? But like... I am so lost, honestly. If I grab another land, this is gonna be over very quickly. Probably. Oh, it was a tapped land. Yeah, no reason to depop yet. We'll probably depop on their next turn, if we don't want to Eternal Wanderer. We probably want to Eternal Wanderer, honestly. But they could just kind of overcommit to a board state. Which they're kind of doing. Yeah, they're overcommitting to a board state here. Also, they got 3 sticky fingers in their top 20. That's impressive. Why would you not sacrifice the... Okay. That was a decision. In place of sacrificing the thing that had sticky figures tied to it. I guess they just really wanted to make sure they hit their land drops and mana drops and shit. I think we slam Kaya on curve here, because I don't think that they can deal 6 damage to Kaya in a turn. Because this only gives, what, +1, -1? Which they can't equip to most things they play. Which seems like a really weird choice to have in their deck in the first place, then. Okay, yeah, the most they can do is 3 damage to Kaya, which... It's fine. She still lets me get my card advantage. I still get to draw 2 cards.
I don't take kindly to evil overlords.
I could exile and copy something.
I'll keep watch.
Sunset Revelry and Lauren are both incredible here. Lauren because it kills Oni Cult Anvil, Sunset Revelry because it gains me life, and potential card draw. So you play Lauren. First, you kill the Oni Cult Anvil. That's a choice. At least now we definitely have a bonus from Sunset Revelry. It has hexproof, so they can't hit it, which is the #1 nice thing about Kaya. They have to swing at it. The only way is stuff on board, and since I can just plus her for a massive, massive +2 per turn, I'm gonna have a rough time. We do this, we play Lauren. Unfortunately, this does make Sunset Revelry a little bit worse. We still get to draw a card off it, though. Kill the Oni Cult Anvil so they can stop making tokens. And Sunset Revelry to draw and make 2 more tokens. Dechrome Coast makes me sad, but hey, can't win them all. Here comes the Voltage Surge. That's a cut down. I figured they had something in hand from the way that they were playing. I also think we play Eternal Wanderer on this upcoming turn, or we just win because my opponent has realized that killing Kaya is very difficult for them. GG's Rakdos Artifacts, I guess. On to the next. Opponent goes first. This hand is very slow, but very playable. It is really only bad into just straight up mono red aggro, which looks like it might be mono black aggro. So a little slow, but we did get a deserted beach, which means we can use like Ganjo to kill something on turn 3 here, like one of their sleepers probably. It'll be pretty rough for life, but we have lots of life gain here. These 3 cards all gain life pretty effectively. So yeah, I think we play deserted beach and then use a Ganjo as a way to kill off that. Kill off one of them, because they could pump it even more. Deserted beach here. A Ganjo one of them down. Hopefully they don't have a Gix. Underdog's fine. We take care of Underdog with Emperor. Kill one of the sleepers. Unfortunately, this does mean... Yeah. Very unfortunate that we had to do stuff like that. I guess we could have actually not... No, we didn't have to. Shoot, that was a big misplay on my part. That was a really big misplay on my part. Yeah. Can't win them all, I guess. I think we need to play Wandering Emperor. Because I think Sorin would just die. Or like the token Sorin makes would just die. And that's good, that means they're not playing a Shieldred. If they're smart, they kill their own evolved sleeper here, preventing the life gain, and then they win.
But I'm going to end.
Alright, didn't pan out.
My
That's fine.
judgment is final.
Let's go ahead and make a token and see what happens.
Try not to miss me. Keep watch for intruders.
We can play Teferi and still hold up Go for the Throat. And plus and gain some life here.
This is a serious situation, but we can still have a little fun.
So we're back up to 3 life, which is very important. Doesn't look like they have a Shieldred's Edict, which is really good for me. Cut down is fine. They could still have a Shieldred's Edict, it's still possible. We're blitzing in an Underdog. Probably just going to swing both to try and kill. Yep. Kill that Underdog. We just live with 1 life. Which will go back up to 2 after we use the Farewell here. Tap everything. Untap. Exile all... Honestly, we can just hit everything. For all modes. If we draw another land, we'll be able to play Kaya, and then Teferi plus. There's nothing in the graveyard for Trespasser to eat, thank goodness. We do this, gain life. Untap, play Kaito. Minus. Make a little token that has Death Touch, and we're back in this. We have 9 life. Whew, I was really scared I wouldn't make it back from the misplay from earlier. That was a really bad misplay. Like, unironically, a very, very bad misplay. That really could have cost me the game. Now, they still have a chance to win. If they have something like a Corrupt in hand, they just straight up win. That doesn't win them the game, fortunately. Because I gained 2 life off my Death Touch creature. It doesn't even put me to 1 life. If they're smart, they just kill my Teferi because it's gaining me so much life. That's the smart play here. They just kill Teferi. Teferi's gaining me a life a turn. That is not the right play. I mean this legitimately. Teferi is gaining me a life a turn. That is not the right play for my opponent. Okay, Kaya. Can I play her? Can if I do this.
legion of enemies. I love the challenge.
We're gonna steal their Tenacious Underdog.
Time for your spirit to...
And it's exiled, so that means they don't get a copy of it to eat. Which is really good. I really wish I could have used Kaya for the life gain, but I think this was the better decision. Phyrexian Obliterator isn't really scary because I can just steal it in a turn here with my Kaya. Yeah, so they have to do that. And then they have to kill my Kaya now. That does mean I get access to using the Fairy's ultimate here, though, which is really powerful. I could just minus Teferi to hunt down another board wipe. I think that might be a good play. Or I could just do this.
So much to do.
And just make a ton of stuff.
Consider yourself
Untap and draw, and we're back up to 12 life.
deal with this annoyance.
I probably don't have a fight spell for the Obliterator, so no matter what it hits, it's not really that bad. Because I can just kind of make choices around the Obliterator existing. And now we get to trade for the Trespasser, I guess? For some unknown reason, they're letting me trade for the Trespasser. Hurts a lot, but worth.
Blood for knowledge. A fair trade.
I'll clean up this mess. Patience.
And some think time only flows in
Lots of life gain, lots of card draw. Their Phyrexian Obliterator is going to be taken out indefinitely until I can find a solution. And in this instance, I can just, make sure I gain life first, shall we? Because they can make me lose 2 life and discard 2 cards, right? If I choose to put a non-dragon card on the battlefield, I did to just, like, Emperor. And yeah, now we just do this instead, which is fine.
You will see.
Keep your eyes sharp.
We're doing pretty okay here. Slowly coming back. I don't know if they run Corrupt. If they do, they have it, right? Like, they have the dub. Corrupt kills me. Flesh Butcher doesn't matter. I just make another thing with Wandering Emperor.
We can win this together.
Gain some life with that. Play this. Minus.
The entire multiverse is at stake. I want
Probably
their
don't grab whatever card this is.
eyes everywhere.
Yeah, the life gain isn't worth it.
Nothing on Innistrad is free.
Gain 2 life.
And some think time only flows in one direction.
Gain life, gain card draw. We might deck ourselves, but we have 30 cards left.
This is my home, and I'm tired of your
That's
secrets.
not the right choice, opponent. I hate to break it to you, but that's not the right choice here. When your Flesh Gorger swings, it dies. I block with my double strikers. If it swings by itself, I know you have removal, and I block with everything. Minus Teferi. This is a really grindy matchup against mono
Nobody
black.
knows the past better than me.
I want to draw a card and gain life. I think let's minus and just make another thing.
Excuse
I think another lifelinker is more than enough here. Make another samurai.
you. Deal with this annoyance.
Let's minus and hunt for something. This Teferi's done so much work for me.
Like a change of plans to keep
Lauren! Thank you, friend. Killed their Bankbuster, so I killed their card draw. And we do this because now the only way that they get to trade... They can block with Flesh Gorger to kill the 5/5, but that's it. And now we've made our comeback, and we are just about at the absolute win con. Of my board state is enormous, and you just can't come back from this, buddy. That's why I like running Corrupt in Mono Black. Corrupt is a thing that does damage to any target equal to amount of swamps you control. It's really good for finishing out games. GG's to the opponent, though. Opponent goes first, so we have a good 3, 4, 5 play. I like this hand a lot. It's a little slow. It looks like my opponent is also a little slow. We might be able to use Sunset Revelry to our advantage. Especially if they are enchantments, like I believe they might be. Nope. No, I just play the tapped land. I should have played Darkslick Shores. I'm not used to fast lands yet. And playing optimally around them. That's kind of my bad. Let's play Sunset Revelry here, actually. A bit of a weird one, but I kind of want to just, like, bait them into maybe making me get good use out of Depopulate. Looks like they're green-white tokens, not green-white enchantments. Now, I could be wrong. This could still be green-white enchantments and not green-white... Oh, it's green-white tokens. Oh, it's green-white tokens. Thank you for walking right into my Depopulate, by the way, opponent. That's very kind of you. Fortunately, they get full value out of this guy, which means they get an extra treasure over me. Aggressive. But yeah, thanks for walking into the Depopulate. They do get a card draw, but whatever. We get to play Infernal Grasp and Winning Announcement on our next turn, and just kind of roll off of that. First we try an Infernal Grasp and see what happens. It looks like they're just trying to decide what they want to do. Ah, there we go. Got that out of their hand now. That's really nice. That's a really nice thing to get out of your opponent's hand in a matchup like this. To be fair, Vraska does just go around those types of effects, the indestructible effects, but it's still just, it kind of also bodes as to, like, what they think is the big threat, right? You know, like, they clearly think their big threats that they have to deal with are removal, not exile, which makes me think, oh, Vraska is so much better here. Another Depop will be really nice here. Don't really need to kill both of them, but it's just nice. Bye-bye. They can sack Darien and make this immune if they really want to, but like... Now it's a 1-1 and I'll also have a 1-1, which means if they swing in, they're trading. Which I don't think they want to do here, but I could be wrong. This is kind of a tense matchup at the moment in terms of like... Well, they could pull out ahead, but I'm just at the point where I just need to draw into... I just need to draw into Farewell and I just win. Literally. Let's start with Jace. The most they can do to Jace is 2, so this works out wonderfully.
Read your thoughts. I know where to find all the answers.
I will cycle this, because I really just need to find Farewell to be able to just zoop, full reset. I'll also be able to do it again with Jace, because the most they can do is 2, which means I can play Vraska and Proliferate and draw a card. Unless they... I guess they could have an Anthem effect, right? They could find an Anthem effect somewhere. I really just need to find a Farewell, though. Unlikely to find it, but, like, I will do as best I can to find it. Yeah, it looks like all they're going to be able to do is swing with 2. Because Ginny Faye's creature tokens are, even if she made hasty ones, it wouldn't matter.
You don't understand what's important.
Okay. Go ahead and cycle. No farewell yet. That's unfortunate. Lauren's really good. So actually we could play you for slightly worse cost. Be able to play Lauren here. Which I think is okay, because I kill their rabble-rousing for this. I don't know what they think they have here.
Death is obsolete. Patience. We will win.
But it's not what they think.
What went wrong?
Oh, we got rid of a Jetmia, that's really huge. Now we kill their rabble-rousing. Now they can't make any more tokens through Jenny Faye. And then we probably just play in minus Eternal Wanderer. Especially if they just try and go huge with, like, Go for the Dance. Which I think they're gonna try and do here. That Gala Graders really makes me think that's what they want. I mean, she dies no matter what, right? You're swinging 9 damage at her, even if I block one that's 6 damage, she's dead. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, moving on. We probably let them keep, like, one of these random little tokens here. One of these. Unless, of course, we just draw Farewell.
You have accomplished nothing.
No Farewell. Oh well. We do get this, though. We get the minus. Save Lauren.
I think this will be a quick one.
And they have to respond now. They literally have to respond now, because otherwise this selection goes through. See? They had to respond then. Now we play our wedding announcement, and we're kinda back into things. We might let them have a card with Lauren, honestly. We'll see how we feel. Depends on how far ahead they are and how far behind I am. I don't think they have a trample spell, but if they did, they would be able to go over the top by so much, because it's typically Tyvar, right? And if it's Tyvar, they just go over the top insanely hard anyways. I can plus on that token now, which is really nice. Jaboop, and it's gone. That's the nice part about the Eternal Wanderer in this matchup.
You're coming.
And I
with
think we
me.
just hold the Rafine's Tower to cycle it on their end step here. Matchup's going pretty well for me so far. Mondrak. Interesting. But Mondrak isn't indestructible yet. So if I draw removal, he's gonna die. I'll go ahead and cycle that Rafine's Tower out of here. We have our mana base. Oh, we have just sacrifice a non-token creature. Bye-bye, Mondrak. You can't get around sacrifice effects with indestructibles. That's a really good draw. And that's why you do it on end step. That's also really good into this particular matchup, Mondrak tokens. My turn. Lily, hello, old friend. We're just gonna plus Liliana.
No more distractions.
We're gonna just make him discard.
Let's make this quick.
Ooh, Lily, you're so
Won't
good
be
in this exact
upsetting
position.
me.
Ah, they've been sitting on a Valorous stance. That makes so much sense.
Keep your eyes
We
shut.
could swing for card draw, but I actually kind of just want to leave my hand alone because Lily is so useful when you're playing off top decks. Okay. You have 2/2/2s. Congratulations. Congratulations, you've won. Congratulations, you've won. That's triggering nostalgia for all the people my age or old. Oh, they lost. Oh, they left. Okay, bye. I think they had a chance. I think that they They probably would have had a really hard time throughout the end of this matchup, but I think they still had a chance. I guess to be fair, we did get rid of a Mondrak, a Jenny Faye, Gallagher. We got rid of a lot of stuff, and even if they, I don't think they would be running 4 copies of like Jetmir and Adeline. They might be running 4 Mondraks though. I think this was an interesting matchup, interesting game. Got pretty lucky on a couple of top decks. Shieldred's Edict, pretty lucky top deck. The double depopulates in the beginning really helped me stabilize. But yeah, that was a good game. GG's opponent. So that's the gameplay. I'm experimenting with making these videos a little more short form, so they're just kind of like nice bite-sized piece of stuff, only doing like 4 games, maybe 5 if it's an aggro deck, but just kind of shorter games. I like this deck a lot. It's kind of a fun control deck. When I want to play like full control, like I am controlling the tempo of the game, I am in charge of making the decisions about where the game goes, essentially. You saw it come back from essentially 1 life into mono black off of a misplay from myself. And man, if I can do that, you can do that with this deck. This deck feels really powerful. It's a little all over the place, I will not lie. Lots of one-off planeswalkers, but for example, you think Kaido Dancing Shadow is more useful than Kaido Shizuki? Maybe drop a Shizuki for a Dancing Shadow. Maybe you think the opposite, drop a Shadow for a Shizuki. I do think that only 1 Kaya, because she's so expensive, multiple Vraskas, so you can play around her Proliferate, at least 1, if not 2 Wandering Emperors, or sorry, Eternal Wanderers, because they are just so useful. Definitely 2 Wandering Emperors, maybe even 3, depending on the matchup. And then Sunset Revelry is invaluable. I'd probably run 4 Rafine's Towers in place of 3, and I would probably drop like the gain lands that I have in here for more Darkslick Shores, probably actually for more Shipwreck Marshes and Shadowed Sanctums, for example. The late game lands, because this deck is late game slanted, but you do want to have some of the fast lands in there just to really grab hold of the game early. But that's it for the gameplay. Thanks for watching. You're cool and I appreciate you, and I hope to catch you in the next one.